Hey guys, so tonight we're just gonna do kind of like a chit chatty get ready with me kind of thing. I'm not using like all new makeup, but I'm doing a couple new things, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to do another chill video because I think I'm gonna do like a couple tags and like challenges coming up in the next couple of days, so well, next couple of weeks. So I just wanted to do a little chit chat and see how y'all are doing on this lovely weekend. I'm putting some of the Smashbox primerizer on, and then I'm going to spray some of the primer water on as well. I always feel really like good and moisturized whenever I use these, and I use them a little bit and then I kind of just like put them in my collection and forgot about them. So I'm really trying to start using more of what I have, if you can't tell. So we're going to go in with the Dior Face and Body. I have this in 2WP, and it's a pretty good match for when I have some self-tan on. I have a tiny bit left on, so we will see. But I'm going to apply it with a brush today, which now that I'm actually thinking about it, I don't know if I've ever put foundation on with a brush on this channel. So I'm kind of just going to start off the same way. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, dot it around my face, and then distribute it with the brush instead of my sponge. I still have my sponge for my concealer because I don't know, I really love the way a sponge like blends out concealer. With foundation, I used to be a really big foundation brush user, and recently I've kind of just like forgotten all about them. But y'all know I've been going through my makeup. I was just going through some of my brushes earlier, and I remembered how much I loved really just like all of IT Cosmetics brushes. I think they are so good. And this one is one of their foundation brushes. It was from like a gemstone collection, but honestly this foundation brush, that damn hair, this foundation brush is basically like their go-to foundation brush, if that makes sense. Like most foundation brushes, if they have a rounded head like this one, they're going to be very similar to this. I probably have 4 or 5 that are like this exact same shape and apply everything exactly the same, but they're all, you know, they have different handles or called different things. One is the airbrush flawless complexion brush. Like there's just, honestly, I love their foundation brushes. What is it, Love is the foundation brush that they come out with every year is so good. And yeah, so I just wanted to play around with a foundation brush. That was a really long story for that. I also wanted to play around with layering this up just a little bit. I think I'm going to let this dry down for just a minute, and then I'm going to put a very light second layer on. This is something that Bailey Sarian does with this foundation, and y'all know I am currently obsessed with her. So I don't know, I just wanted to see kind of what kind of coverage that would give me. My face is not loving me right now and is really just not looking so great. So we're going to try layering it up just a little bit. I really never layer foundation, and usually, I mean, if I wasn't like wanting to try this, I would have just gone in with like my the new Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. I really love it, and it has amazing coverage. Like it just cancels out everything that you need canceled out. So if you are looking for something like that, it's really good. I was trying to think of kind of like what it reminded me of, and I think it really does remind me of the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and that is like a cult classic favorite, you know, long wear matte foundation. So I think that's definitely like a compliment towards it. This looks really pretty even layered up. Like it did give me just a bit more coverage, but it doesn't look cakey whatsoever. Like it's so thin. I think you would need to do quite a bit of layering to really make it cakey, which is nice because I don't even know why I said because, obviously because you don't want to look cakey, but you can still build it up. I'm using my Dior Forever Skin Corrector. What can I say? I'm like, actually I do want to try this brush out with the concealer. I can always kind of tap it in with my sponge. I don't even know what I was saying. This concealer is just amazing. Like it's definitely by far my favorite right now, and that's saying a lot because I really loved the Hourglass, and I still do. I use that every now and then too, but something about this one, it's just kind of like mistake proof. It's never bunchy and cakey and gross, and I just love it. So I am going to take my sponge and just tap my concealer in before I set it. And I'm also using this Ulta Beauty brush for setting under my eyes. I think it's a highlighting, yeah, it's the tapered highlighting brush, but it's the perfect shape for getting like right in here. And yeah, I've had it in my collection for a long time. I just got other brushes and started using other things, but I love Ulta's brushes. I think they're really, really good and really affordable, and that brush reminds me so much of my Sigma tapered highlighting brush. Like, it's basically the exact same thing. The bristles on it do feel slightly different, but it's, you know, it applies basically exactly the same. And I want to say this one's like $14. Is it 14? Something like that. It's not expensive. And a lot of the times Ulta will have sales, that's the word. Sales where if you buy one of their brushes, you'll get another one for half off, or, you know, whatever. So I just like to slowly build up my under eye powder. I don't know, I don't want to go in with too much and get it super caked up, but I love this Laura Mercier powder. It's seriously just the best. So while I'm blending out some of this Oma Beauty contour stick, maybe I'll try that brush with this too. I'm just gonna try the brush with everything tonight. Anyways, while I'm blending this out, I was gonna ask if anyone would be interested in seeing, I don't know what to call it. I feel like I'm kind of stealing Smoky Glow's idea where she does like a summer haul of everything that she purchased this summer and then does like a little product review of it. I feel like I've gotten like pretty good amount of stuff over the summer, and now that I've had, you know, a couple of months to use it, I actually love this with a brush. Wow. Well, with this brush in particular. I have tried it with other brushes and I was not a fan, but those were more like duo fiber brushes I was trying to use for some reason. Anyway, would anyone be interested in seeing that? Because I think I kind of have like my opinions more formed now. Obviously, when I just hauled everything, I was excited about it, and maybe I used it like once in the next video or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I figured that could be a fun idea. And also, thank you for all of the video ideas. Y'all are so funny, and I love them. Like, you are not annoying me in the slightest, and keep them coming because you are right, I definitely need them. So I'm freaking obsessed with this brush. Oh my god, it looks so good. Man, and I've been doing it with a sponge every single day, but that looked really good, and I used like no product whatsoever. This is gonna last me my entire life. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set my whole face with my Laura Mercier pressed translucent powder. Okay, so for brows, I'm going to go in with the Milk Makeup Kush Triple Brow Pen / Crayon in Herb. I'm trying to get more use out of this, especially because it has that kind of like three-pronged effect, and I really want the new Benefit brow pen that is like this, but, well, first of all, they're sold out in my shade or I would have already gotten it, but I want to see if I can make this work first, because if I can, do I really need the other one, even though everyone's been saying that it's really bomb? So I'll be right back with some brows on. They just take me forever, and I feel like y'all would be bored to death, and I can't talk, so it's just pointless, but I will be right back with my brows on. Okay, we have some brows on now, and I'm feeling much better about the whole situation. So now we're going to go in with the Natasha Denona Biba palette, because this might be like one of my favorite palettes ever. I really, really love it, and Bailey Sarian was using it earlier, and I have a confession. I now want to be Bailey Sarian. It is what it is. I just want to be her. She is my idol. I want to just be her. And you know what is the coolest part about that? Well, with her at least, the more I watch her, and like not just like the Murder Mystery Mondays and stuff, because those are amazing, but the more I actually watch the videos of like just her talking and like about her life and just regular normal everyday stuff, the more I freaking love her. Like, she's so real, she's so just down to earth, and like just seems like somebody I would just chill with and like vibe with, and I'm all about her right now. So I have the biggest girl crush on her, let me tell you. So when I saw her using this earlier today, I figured I needed to bring it out and play around with it some more. So I'm trying to think where I'm gonna go. I could always do like, you know, this bottom row here and do like a not warm eye, which that would be something. Or I could do like these tones and be like all up in my comfort zone. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go with this, what is it, Prairie. I love this color. It's the perfect like mustardy orange warm transition shade, and you can layer this and layer it and layer it, and you can have like an entire eye look with this one shadow, and it blends out so easily. I love it. I was gonna say I always wondered why this palette was never on sale, when like what is the other one? The Safari palette will be on sale like for half off every now and then, and what else, like it's not lilac, what is that purpley palette? That palette will be on sale every now and then, and basically all of her palettes will be on sale. If Sephora is having a big sale, sometimes like right before it or right after, you just see them on sale, whatever, end of story. But this one you literally never see on sale, ever. I've never seen it. If I saw it on sale, I would probably buy a second one and just hang on to it forever, because I love this. And not to bring up anything controversial, but I don't really care about who made the palette. And I'm talking about Tati's palette, so I'm not like, you know, talking about anybody super controversial, but Tati's palette is amazing. It is fantastic and beautiful and blendable, and I love it. And once I got it and I realized how much I love it, I ordered a second one like the second that I could, because I just knew, like, God forbid anything happened and I dropped it and shattered it or whatever, like I just wanted to always be able to have it, basically. So if this ever went on sale, I would definitely pick it up again. But now I understand why it doesn't go on sale, because this is by far her best palette ever, in my opinion. I have the Tropics palette, I have the Safari, I have the Gold palette, the Sunset palette, and then I have almost all of the minis. I'm missing like the mini nude palette, I think, but I have a lot of her eyeshadow, and this is just different. Like, this is why people would pay $129 for a palette, because it's this good. So now that we're done with Prairie, I'm going to go into Freckle a little bit, and then I'll probably just go right in here to Cocoa. This is also another favorite of mine. This is the Smith 230 brush. It is amazing. It's so good. It really, like, I like Morphe brushes. I use them a lot, but I use them because this one, like, I don't want to mess it up, because I just always want to have it for like special occasions, or just whenever like I know I need like a good blended eye. This brush will never disappoint. I have the 232 and this 230. The 232 is just a little bit fluffier, and both of them are so good. I don't want to buy anymore because they are real animal hair brush fiber things, and I don't love that. I would much rather have synthetic fibers, and I love a bunch of Sigma brushes that are synthetic, but I have like 2 or 3 real animal hair brushes that I use, and this is one of them, and it's so amazing. I don't know if you can tell as I'm blending these out, like sometimes when I'm watching a video I can tell that, you know, something is just blending out so easy for someone, and I don't know if y'all can tell that, but it really does just like blend itself. Like, you just apply it and it starts blending. It's amazing. So now I'm going to take just a little smaller brush, and this is a Morphe. It's a M456. I'm going to go into that deeper shade Cocoa, and I just want to really like define my crease right in here. Okay, I want a that mustardy shade coming through, so I'm going to go back in with Prairie and just kind of blend right at the top here. I feel like another really good thing about using this palette is these shades, like as beautiful and blendable and everything that I've been saying as they are, they're not like unique shades. So basically everyone has something like this in their collection. So I feel like if you do want to try to recreate a look or just do something similar or whatever, you can find the same kind of tones in your own collection. I feel like it's easy to replicate, and it might not be the same formula, it might not be the same exact blendability, you might have to work a little harder or whatever, but these aren't like insane shades, kind of like in the Pat McGrath palette. Like those you just can't really dupe out. I feel like Natasha Denona's you can, but the payoff and the pigment and all of that is different. Okay, I'm gonna take this ColourPop E3 brush, and usually I would use this for like a cut crease, but I want to take the bone shade in this called Tusk and just kind of pack it right on my lid. I don't want shimmer on my lid. I want just like an all matte look, which I never do. So of course I will highlight my inner corner, but I just want to brighten up my lid with this shade. I'm going to pack this on here. I think I'm actually going to try to go in with this Laura Mercier powder. It does have a hint of shimmer in it, but I want to see if it'll lighten up my lid like it lightens up my under eye. I don't feel like it's going to. You know, it's not that kind of pigment, but yeah. No, not so much. Okay, I'm going to take this little brush, yeah, and just kind of blend this in a bit and go right above. So I feel like it just brightened up my lid just a little bit. Then I'm going to take this brush again. It is the Morphe 456. I'm going to take Prairie all across my lower lash line. I'm going to go with this Smith brush. It's a little bit bigger. I just want this like really kind of blown out under here. Now I'll go in with the Morphe brush again in the deeper shade Cocoa and just put this right against my lashes. Alright, so this is basically it. I'm going to highlight the inner corner when we get back, but I'm going to do the same to the side and throw on some mascara, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and the eyes are finished. I'm obsessed with this look. I know I say it every time I do this look. This is nothing new. I've probably actually used those exact same shades to do this exact same look, but I have never done it fully matte. So don't come at me saying I always do the same look, because first of all, I know, and I've never said that I was ever going to change. And second, I have not done this one particularly. So now we're going to go in with the Smashbox contour kit. I got mine out after using my mother's, and we are also using this because guess who uses it? Bailey Sarian. Like, I'm telling y'all, if she knew how obsessed with her I was, she'd probably get like a restraining order because it might not be healthy, but I just really love her. I'm sorry. I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics. It was in their Gemstone collection, I think, and it's such a good brush. Like, it's so good. So I'm going to pick a little bit of this up and put it right in the back where my cheekbone should be. And I've actually been contouring more recently because I've had that Dior, I guess it's just their contour kit. I've had that like right in my everyday makeup. So I've been just throwing a little bit of that like in the very backs of my cheeks. And I really do feel like it makes a big difference in my face. Like, I used it when I went and took the sunflower pictures with Parker, and I feel like I have a very round, chubby face. Like, no matter how skinny I am at the time, like, my face is always very round, which that's just my face shape. Like, nothing I can do about it. But I feel like it just kind of, it elongates it a little bit, and it just gives me that definition right there that I really do need, because if I don't have it, I just feel like I kind of look like, not a potato face, because I feel like bronzer really helps, but I think putting this down first just kind of gives me that extra shadow, like right where I need it, back in there. And I'm not going to do my nose because I very rarely ever contour my nose. So now let's go in with some bronzer. I'm going to mix my Charlotte Tilbury and my Buxom together today. I feel like there was something that I wanted to talk about, and now I cannot remember, and it is driving me absolutely insane. Damn it, what was it? I used the Charlotte Tilbury first, and now I'm just going to top it off with a little bit of this Buxom. Oh, I completely remembered what it was. This is so stupid. I cannot believe that was actually going to like bother me until I figured it out. I have to show y'all what I've been so obsessed with lately, and it's ever since I got this little iPad mini that I've been doing it. But I showed y'all that planner in one of my favorites maybe a couple of months ago, and now, you know, since I have this, it's so much like sleeker, but I still want that like kind of like scrapbooking essence to it, if you know what I mean. So I was watching someone's YouTube video, and they were using the actual like happy planner that I have, but I had this brilliant idea to just like do that same concept as like a bullet journal and just made it into like this big doodle. So let me see if I can actually show you. So this is kind of what I did for last week. I don't think you'll be able to actually see anything, but it was so fun. I have my little Apple pencil that I like fill it all in, and just like the little doodle up here, like, was so much fun, and it probably took me a whole night to do it. But it's that kind of thing that like I need, because it's kind of like the coloring books, it's kind of like all of that kind of stuff where like you just completely take your mind off of everything, and it feels so good. So I know like doing it on a iPad is not like the cheapest way to do it, but oh, Parker just woke up. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back, and I don't really remember if I finished putting bronzer on or not, but if you're new to this channel, you will soon find out that we can never have enough bronzer. So even if we did, I'm going to bronze up a little bit more. I don't know if y'all could actually see, like, I don't know when I need to start editing that part, but I don't know if y'all will see like Parker walking up the stairs down here. He's so cute, but God, I wish he would sleep. So he's getting like these really far back molars right now, so he was sleeping through the night, and now I think he wakes up just like hurting, and it makes me feel bad for my little man. So now, all right, I think we are bronzed enough. I'm going to throw on just a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this, Color of Dreams cream blush. You don't know what I'm talking about. This gives like the perfect flush, at least for my skin tone. I don't know what this is. It's not like, you know, it's just pigmented perfectly. It's the perfect shade in my opinion. It doesn't like, I don't know. I have a million cream blushes, y'all know if you saw the video, but there really is something special about this one, even though I really wanted it to be just like all of the others, so I didn't need to get it. But I'm going to top it with a little bit of the Patrick Ta Do We Know Her, and I'm just using this right here. It's beautiful on top of that. I'm just going to tap a tiny bit just right on top to kind of like set that, since I won't be putting any other powder products on top of it. But that's actually one of my favorite like things about it. I can do my entire makeup routine, have powder, bronzer, contour, literally everything down, and you can still put that cream bronzer right on top, and it just looks so freaking good. So I'm going to go in with my Grwm, I'm gonna go in with my Grwm Meteorites powder, and you know, I was just going through all of my brushes, and let me tell you, the Real Technique setting brush is just the best highlighting brush that there is. Like, I have so many high-end highlighting brushes, and I don't know what it is, but something about this one just takes the cake completely. It's perfect. And I have like, I think I have like 6 of them. I thought I had lost a couple, and then I found a couple, and then I needed one for, you know, whatever, and I use them for, Jesus, what am I saying? Oh my God, I used to use them for setting my under eyes and doing my highlight, so I had to make sure I had like 2 separate brushes and that I wouldn't get them confused, because the last thing I want is to put a big old stripe of highlighter right up under my eyes. Oh my god, y'all, my eye is watering so bad. So if this entire side looks ridiculous, it's my own fault. Well, it's my own eyes fault, and it's just betraying me right now. So I'm looking for the tiny little brush that I just had sitting right in front of me. Okay, I'm going to go in with basically just like a mixture of these for my inner corner highlight. I just want that, like, you know, nice pop of highlighter right in there, because y'all know I don't do a matte lid often, if ever. So I gotta have my little shimmer where I can get it. At some point I will figure out how to not always like constantly blind y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm a freaking mess. Every time I'm editing a video and I'm like, what, how did you not see that like huge light reflection on your face? And I really just, I don't know. I think this light is so bright all around, it just kind of makes everything else like drown out in comparison. So I'm going to pick out a lip for this, and I think we will be done. Okay, I think the George shade from Lawless is just like the perfect anytime nude. Like it's such a good color. Now I definitely understand what all the hype was about and why this shade is sold out so often. So I think one of my favorite things about this formula is that it's like the perfect moussey consistency that you don't have to line your lips, but you can really use the applicator to line. I'm going to let this dry down just a little bit and then put some of my MAC, which one is this? Heart Heist. I think this was limited edition, but they have one. It's just like the bubblegum pink lip gloss, and you know, they have that in their permanent collection. So I'm going to top it off with a little bit of this, and then we will be all done. So I tapped it out just a little bit. I didn't want it to be too glossy, but I didn't want it to be like completely matte. So I'm just a complicated person, I know. And all right, this is the final look, which once again looks like every other look that I ever do. I really don't know why anyone watches me, but I totally appreciate it, and I appreciate you hanging out with me and just kind of getting ready. So let me know what kind of stuff y'all want to see coming up. I do have a bunch of amazing ideas from some really great subscribers and friends that I cannot wait to film. And yeah, I hope y'all are having a great day, night, evening, weekend, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.